Hi guys, it's Sarah from isweariamstitching. Today is April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day 2026, and this is Flosstube 146. I know it's been a while. Sorry, you know how life gets. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. I feel like I have a lot to show, but it's not a lot of stitching because I've been very monogamous and I finished 2 projects. Yeah. And then I have a lot of TMI personal information coming up at the end. So you don't have to stick around for that if you don't want to. Let's jump right in it. Things I finished. All right. So I finished my Dead Sea Mermaid from Meridian Designs. This is on 32 count Lugana in Haunted. I had my thumb over the name. From Bestitch Me. And yes, I'm mad that I put her right in the middle because I've wasted so much fabric. Look all that fabric I wasted. I might be able to get some small pieces on the top and bottom when I trim her. But there she is. Look at how pretty she is. Look at that creepy ass face. We actually lost power because of a storm we had. And so I popped on my neck light and did the beading while watching something on my phone. I love her so much. Her creepy little hands, pointy little fingers. The only thing I didn't like was the pattern did not have what the DMC was for these little squigglies in her tail. So I just Googled what color DMC was recommended for the reddish beads. And I used that, which I think ended up being like 814. But there she is. So gorgeous. I'm so glad I picked this fabric. I just wish I had started higher or lower. Oh, and her hair has all that Krynic in it and beads. Look at that! Look at that shimmer. Ooh. I don't know. I made ghost noise, but yay! How am I gonna finish her? I'll frame her eventually. Eventually means God knows when. Oh, I should have brought somewhere to put my things. I don't want them on the ground. My floor needs to be vacuumed. I have like sewing thread and fluff everywhere. Oh, I did not plan well, my friends. Oh, just pitch it up over here. Okay. And then I finished my Panna Fawn pillow kit. Look how cute that is. This is like 10 or 11 count Ada. 4 strands of the thread that was in the kit. And I am going to try to finish it as that oblong pillow with piping and everything like on the picture, which I don't. Nope, I don't have. Oh, isn't he or she or whatever? Isn't it so cute? Look at his little butt. I love it so much. I can't wait to finish it. This I may, after I do some other sewing projects, tackle and hopefully don't ruin. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so happy with it. Oh, I love it so much. He's so cute. I'm gonna roll him and not fold him. Let's see. And then non-stitching finishes. Let me mark off that I mentioned these. I made Easter baskets for the kiddos. Bonus child is not going to be home for Easter, so when he was down last, like I think 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I made his basket, stuffed it, put it in a box, and said, "Do not open till Easter." So I don't have his, but his is yellow with a little mushroom stamp from Fabric Pop. So this is Eli's, and he loves birds, so his has a birdie on it. It's just a little boxy bag. And that way I figure once they're older, and maybe I don't get them as much stuff for Easter, because I'll always send them stuff. This is something they can use to store crap in their rooms, like, or their house, or whatever, or apartment, or whatever, you know, just Yeah, I was too lazy to do the stripe all the way around. And then for Aaron, he loves bunnies. Also, this is their favorite colors. Bonus Child's is yellow, Eli's is red, and Aaron's is purple. With the little bunny. I love these little stamps from Fabric Pop. They're just fabric stamps you iron on. Yay! That's lopsided. I tested it out and all the crap I got them, mainly candy. It fits in nicely. And then Bonus Child was over. We were hanging out. He came over to hang out for a day. And we watched some... What were we watching? Something on Netflix. I think we were just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, honestly. And then I was like, look, I bought yarn. And he brought some crochet hooks. And I'm like, I bought beads. And I want to make this garland thing I saw. This crochet garland thing I saw. Because I have nothing for, like, St. Patrick's Day. So he helped me, I don't know if it's called a puff stitch or what, but he helped me, because all I can do is chain. He helped me so that I could make a garland. I crocheted that. I was so super proud of myself, and it literally took like, because I'm slow and we stopped a lot because we were talking and stuff, took me a couple hours on the couch. That was it. Did these little wood beads. So simple and cute, and if I wanted, I could do any colors for any other holidays. But I have garlands for most holidays. I just didn't have a cute garland. Michael's didn't have any cute garlands for, look at that. Oh my gosh. St. Patrick's Day. So I just whipped up a cute little, I don't overly decorate for St. Patrick's Day. I pop some green stuff on, up, and then that's it. So that was fun. Frustrating at first. Fun. And he's like, if I hadn't been here to help, do you think you would have given up? And I was like, 110%, yeah. After the first bobble, I would have given up. If he hadn't been here to be helpful and supportive. Because he obviously crochets. And then, so the current project I'm working on is Black and Sky from Primitive Needle. And I love the project. I love how it looks. I love how I'm going to love having it hung up. I get so freaking bored stitching it that I basically was like, I'm going to do anything else. Oh no, I forgot something. Where is it? Lights in my eyes. I'm waving hello. Where is it? Guys, I'm missing something to show you. Oh my, oh, there it is. Okay, I'm not missing it. It's just under crap. Okay, so I was like, you know what? I was like stitching, and then Raymond was like, let's do something else. So I just grabbed something else that was nearby. So I finished my wood paint by number wall hanging for Christmas that I started with College Kid and Bonus Kid on our movie night. When he came to visit, not movie night, when he came to visit for Christmas. So ta-da! There's that. And then I went back to stitching and I did just the tiniest. This is also from Michael's. It was a kit from Michael's. I think I did like the moon and I was like, I'm so bored of this project. What else can I do? So I grabbed a diamond art kit I had and I did that instead. So this is from Michael's diamond art kit. Little wall hanging of a mushroom. I swear, anything did not work on Black and Sky, but I'm trying to be monogamous because I'm trying to finish some. I have like 4 other like this and that. So like 4 projects total that I'm like, I can get these done this year. So I'm trying to get them done. But Black and Sky is so boring. I will have to pick it back up again. But yeah, so there's my wall hang. It's so fun to touch. And I glue these on because I don't want to have to worry about them popping off. They're magnetic, but I glue them on. And so that is all my FOs. And so now I'll show you my work in progress. Black and Sky from the Primitive Needle. All I have to do is this box, this square. I'm not going to do the upper and bottom solid borders. That's literally all I have to do. That's all I have to do. But I'm so bored with it. It's on 18 count. Ada, an unnamed grave from Bestitch Me. I think I got the moon, the star, the birds. Is that a bird? Yeah, birds. And the squirrel done. Since I picked it up like 2 weeks ago. It's so boring. I don't know why. This fabric is great to stitch on. I've stitched other stuff on this fabric. It's just DMC, so, you know, thread I'm used to. I'm not like oh, bored with DMC. I don't know why I get so bored stitching this. Like I said, I'm going to love it when it's done. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a lot of greens and browns, oranges. It's not colors I hate, but I don't know. Also, I don't understand if I was bored if I had done a lot. But I literally just did these little things. I was like, bored. So, yep, got to get back to that. And then because I was avoiding working on it, I started another project from Michaels. This paint by number. This one is to hang up during summer. And I was working on this while I watched the show Hell Motel. And that's what I've got so far. I didn't realize I liked paint by number, but then I was walking through work a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, yeah, I won a $5 gift card from work. And I was like, I'm going to buy that so I have something to do instead of Black and Sky. So, and that's it. That's all I got. Oh, what is that? Gotta write that down. All right, so now we'll go on to haul. Nothing stitching related. I bought this. I've seen a bunch of kits online for I can't pronounce it. Cloisine? I don't know, where you have like the gold outline and then you fill it in. The kits are colored sand that you fill it in with. And I was like, I don't know if I like that or not. So, like, literally, right after I saw a bazillion of those ads on Instagram, we got these in the store. It's a beaded art kit. As you can tell, I like mushrooms. And you do the same thing. You outline it, but with, like, this black. And then this one, you fill it with beads and then glue. And I was like, yeah. Look, I had a voucher, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try that. See if I like this process. I haven't started it yet. It's got a lot of beads, so I don't know when I'll do it. Plus, I think once I'm done with this painting, then my next avoidance project is probably going to be a puzzle. But, yeah. Got that. And then I saw this on Instagram a bunch, and I just bought it. You know, when I get sad, I buy things. I was kind of sad. So, jelly roll rug. And so I got all the materials for that. And I started it. I sewed all my jelly roll strips together. This is a ginger beer. Jelly roll. And I can't unwind it to show you. But that's basically the colors in it. So you sew all your strips together. And then you take this, which my light is propped up on, so batting roll of basically jelly strip sized and like 50 yards. I can't remember now. And then you put it on here, you line them up, and then you stick them through this little doohickey. What are the doohickeys on here? Well, they don't have the doohickey on here. I don't know what the doohickey's called. And it'll fold it in on itself. Think like this. And then you'll sew it down. And then you sew the You end up with like a ball of this, like that. And then you sew those together and you get a little carpet. So I started it. This is as far as I've gotten. And then I've wanted to make this forever, and I finally bought the pattern and the elastic for it. Bespoke patchwork skirt. And I have a charm pack and half a charm pack of a different one that I think matches that I'm going to use. I just have to get started on that. And I think that's all that I bought. I haven't bought anything cross-stitch related. I did, purchase-wise, I don't even know if I was... How long have I been doing this? Not that long. I finished this project. I wish I could remember who the designer was, but I can't remember. So I finished the... Helpful if I was prepared. I finished this project. How many times can I say that? Let's see. I posted it. Picture says that the picture is 6 years old, so I either... And it's gone. There it is. Okay. When did I post this picture? 6 years ago. This hummingbird. I finished this hummingbird like 6 years ago. And we were having a sale on custom framing at work, 70% off for like 2 days only. So I brought it in, and with that 70% off and my 30% off, thank God, I will not get something framed unless I have a 30% discount for custom framing for, you know, working there. No. If it's not 70% off, I'm not doing it. So 70% off plus my 30. Because before any discounts were applied, I mean, that project's not even that big. It's like, it's not huge. $464. So with my 70% off and then my 30% employee discount, it came to $96. I'm like, that I can do. So I'm having that. It's currently at the store being framed. So that'll be fun to show when I get it back. And then in the whoops section of the framing, I found this frame. Oh, I love that frame. And I'm going to frame my crow in it, which I, again, don't know who the designer is. I do apologize. So it's a rough idea. Rough idea of how it will look. I mean, it's a little tight on the sides, but you know what? That's fine. I don't care. So that's a rough idea how it's going to look. I'll be so happy to have another thing framed and on my wall. Yay. So that's my plan. I need to do that. So I guess that's haul too, technically. And that's it. I think that's all I have to show you guys. My plans are to frame that, finish this painting, work on Black and Sky. I mean, I could knock that out before I see you guys again next month. I know I could if I just worked on it. That's it. That's my only plans. That. Probably start a puzzle. Who am I kidding? I'll probably start a puzzle. And I would like to work on my jelly roll thing. At least get it into the strips. My jelly roll rug. I want to get my skirt done for summer, so I have a little bit of time on that. Yeah, so now we will go on to personal stuff, which some of it's TMI. I do apologize. I'll start with just normal life stuff since I've seen you last month. My son in college took part in the Honors Blitz competition where he's in the honors program, and like 5 or 6 honor students present like what they've been doing. Like, I don't know if it's like a thesis. I'm dumb. But he won out of like the 6 people, which we were surprised because he's creative writing and the rest are STEM. But he won. So that was pretty fun. That was awesome. I'm so glad we were there for that. Which is funny because today he's actually participating in a celebration of research competition. I couldn't go because I had some medical things. So our older son went to support him. He didn't win anything. This time all STEM people won. But yeah, so he's doing great. Our bathroom flooded. Indoor kitchen. Nothing was ruined other than the vanity, so we have to replace that. And our ceiling in our kitchen now looks like hot shit. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I got new glasses, which look like my old glasses, because my other glasses broke. Giant rock hit my car window, my new car, and, you know, broke the glass. Didn't break it, but, you know, it ruined the glass, so I had to have that replaced. And then the most exciting thing is that I had my annual doctor's appointment a couple weeks ago, and 2 days afterwards they called and they left 2 messages, like within 20 minutes. And then I found out later they tried to call my emergency contact, which is my husband, but he was underground in the coal mine, so he didn't get the message till he was out of the coal mine. That I had an abnormal test result and I needed to call them back right away. And I was like, oh shit, I probably have ovarian cancer or cervical cancer or something, because, you know, it was my yearly appointment. That's what I just assumed. Well, they said your hemoglobin is too low. We need you to get to the ER. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but okay. And I'm lucky. There's a hospital literally 2 miles from my house. So I walked up into there and they took my blood. They were like, we're going to test your hemoglobin here too, just to make sure the results were, you know, accurate and stuff. And they're like, yeah, okay, so you need a blood transfusion. And I was like, I'm sorry, but like anything under 7 is cause for concern, and we do blood transfusions. And I was like, okay, because I guess normal is 12. And then once they're like, you're going to need 2 units. It's going to take a couple hours to get those units. So we're going to admit you. So I was admitted, and I got my 2 units. And apparently I found out that normal is 12, cause for concern is 7, cause for worry because it can damage your organs and your system could shut down is anything under 6.5, and mine was 5.4. So yeah, pretty bad. If you've been with me a while, you know that I've had 2 iron transfusions. The first year and second year after my bariatric surgery, my iron crashed. I've always had kind of low iron, and then it just got worse. The root cause is most likely my periods. I have insanely intense, this is TMI, I warned you, intense periods. There is clotting, there is changing of feminine products every hour, and that is 4 out of the 6 days of my period. So before my bariatric surgery, my body could bounce back from that loss. Not perfectly. You know, like I said, I've always been kind of lowish on iron, but not concerning. But after bariatric surgery, my body just does not want to bounce back. It does not want to absorb all the iron I take. So I just got done today with a pelvic ultrasound, because they're thinking I may need either a endometrial ablation, where they go up in there and burn the lining of your uterus, or hysterectomy. Obviously, I'm rooting for the ablation because I'd like to avoid a surgery, but if they think the hysterectomy is best, that's fine by me. I can't have babies anyways. I had a tubal after my second. So really, having periods for the last almost 22 years, it's been kind of a joke because I can't have babies. But, yeah, and then they took my blood last week to make sure that it wasn't just dropping drastically again after my transfusion, and it has stayed pretty much the same with the higher iron supplements I'm on and the transfusion. So they are referring me to a hematologist as well. And yeah, so fun times. That's it. I tell you, that first week after that blood transfusion, I was like flying. I was like, is this what drugs is like? This is because is this like speed? because I had so much energy, and now it has leveled off again, and I'm getting tired again. But it's weird because I had all these symptoms I didn't realize were symptoms. I just thought they were, like, I was having severe, I've always had like foot cramps. I was having severe leg cramps, like in places I'm like, why am I getting a cramp behind my knee? I never get cramps behind my knee. Just like awful cramps. Well, that's a sign. I had sores right here that would not heal for about 2.5 months, and I thought it was because the weather got really cold and dried my lips and everything out, and then just wasn't healing. Literally within 2 days of my transfusion, they were gone. My sores were gone. That's a symptom. Oh, I also broke another tooth, but this time it was just a little hole they could fix with a what's it called? Filling. And I thought that's because I've been chewing Altoids like a mother. But apparently it's because I also had severely dry mouth, so I had no saliva and was weakening my teeth. So another symptom. Oh. So yeah, I had all these symptoms I didn't know were symptoms. And I was just passing out on the couch. Like, they're like, have you ever passed out? I'm like, no. And then my husband, when I talked to him later when he came to see me after work, which he was, by the way, gently scolded me for not calling his job and saying, hey, I'm in the ER, tell Ben, because they can security up top can contact him in the mine and tell him. But I was like, it's not like I'm having surgery or I'm not dying. I didn't realize how bad it was until after he'd gotten there and I'd looked up actually what the numbers meant. But he was like, if you ever go to the ER, call the mine and I will come. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to be a bother. I didn't want to. My older son, lives with us and works here in town. So he came to see me after he left work early and brought me a sandwich and hung out with me. So I was okay. But my husband later that night was like, yeah, I really should have said something because, he's like, you fell asleep on the couch when we were watching stuff. He goes, but you were just like conking out quick. He's like, I don't want to say passing out, but you were laying down and you were gone. And I was like, fuck, yeah, he's right. I was really tired. Which I knew I was tired. I just thought I had low iron, so I'd upped my multivitamin with iron in it.